Mike, we ordered it.
Yes. Good evening. I'd like to call to order Penn Trafford School District Board meeting. We start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. All right, we start off with special reports. Superintendent's Information Committee meeting. I'm sorry, Mr. Bill Leonard not here tonight? So we have no WIU report. So I think we move down to, Mr. Petrucci.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. We met on the 20th of last month now, and with a Zoom meeting, and things were discussed. Remember, we brought Gray Signal in to do the technology evaluation. Now they're doing, and I'm sure that Mr. Ingles and Dr. Harrison know that, is it Quest Tech? Is that what it is?
Yes.
And they said that Mr. Carlton says Norman does it full-time, and we do a little bit here, the Quest Tech, the evaluation of technology, to observe technology.
We use Brightwise to subcontract some of
Yeah.
our staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use Brightwise. That's another company very similar.
Okay, you guys are satisfied with that?
Yes.
Okay,
This is the
they want to
second-
do that. If you can recall, a couple years ago, they led me, not all of us, that, you know, the best thing to do was to go to this Gray Signal. Now, here we are, 2 years later, and they changed this. I says, okay, you know, I went along with it, but especially when they said, Norman does it full-time, and you guys do, you know, you're acquainted with it anyway, so, okay, that's, I'll let it go at that then. Okay, a few mergers are going on here. They're gonna merge commercial art with graphic arts. It's gonna be called the multimedia arts class. Now, another one they're merging, I thought this is pretty nice myself, carpentry with building and building trades. They're doing that. They're creating extra room. They put them together, and the extra room they're going to use for additional welding classes.
Good.
Because the huge demand for welding, they're just trying to meet all the requirements, and they want to see what they can do on
Nick,
the.
are they gonna get more welding machines?
Well, they have to do all that, right, Matt?
All that?
But you have to have room for it first before you buy them. But this is
I think that's a great step.
yeah, I think it's
We have a huge waiting list for the welding program, and that's where a lot of the jobs are.
Yeah.
And I want as many kids possible into the welding program, so I'm glad they're doing that.
And the young lady, Miss DeLuca, she presented night classes, and she brought up the CDLs, commercial driver's license, and since I still have mine, and she mentioned enrollment, and I think it's called Sage. They bring the vehicles in. They got paid. It costs about $4,000. And I called Mr. Lucia. I didn't think about it at the time. I said, check in and see if they can get hazmat. You know, hazardous material on your certificate to make you more valuable, and also multiple trailers. And I haven't got back to see what that additional expense would be. But if you can get a kid that, even a young adult, 20, 25 years old, that has hazmat and multiple trailers, it definitely opens up more doors. And it gives you quite a bit more money, too. Okay, and no longer are we going to meet on the third Wednesday. We're going to meet on the first Thursday, which would be the 4th this month. And tomorrow, I'm sitting in a Zoom meeting for special education and placing the special education students on what I used to teach, what's called occupational education, place them in different jobs, train them at the career tech. Example would be auto body. You train them in detailing, and we have such a great working relationship with Schmel that we could just send the kids there half a day, or really 4 days a week, then 1 day a week for theory, and this way the kid would get better round off. Also culinary classes, and the same thing with that, teach them with what their senior year, they go out, different, Denny's or, whatever restaurants you want to, name, it's, Rizzo's or whatever they want to go to. They would, again, the teacher would check on them at least once or twice a week to see how things are going. And I mean that tomorrow. And I think we get this young fella, man, does he have energy. I love it. But I think it's going to be, I hope it develops real well for the special ed kids. Because I told them one thing, you have to keep them off SSI. That's supplemental security income. Because I know I taught a lot of them. Once they get a taste of that money and not working, to get them back in the production life again, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, so you want to get them out there after they graduate high school, right into the working field. Even if it's welding, whatever it might be, you want to get them right in the working field. You don't want them to lay around and they get SSI. They know about it. It's for handicap, and it's once they get that free money, that's leaves getting back into the workforce again is not easy. That's all I have, Mr. President.
You know what, Nick? I spoke to, I think, 2 different kids over the past 2 weeks who they're seniors now, wish they would have attended the Career Tech Center. So we have a lot of kids who kind of, at the very last, wish as they're going out into the world and trying to get a trade or trying to get a job that they would have taken advantage of that. So we do have in fact, this past year, we had a lot more kids sign up. I wasn't sure, I know they just did the numbers now, how many we have for next year if it's increased, but we are showing every year it gets higher and higher.
No, thank you for that, Matt. You are really, you're into it big time. That means a lot. And especially, I hate to sound on a particular one group, but guidance department has a lot to do with it. The guys that know these kids, they can direct these kids. They give them aptitude tests, and they place them. This is, you ought to try Career Tech, if it's carpentry or whatever it might be, and this you scored high in this, and this helps. This definitely helps. But that's the current information on Career Tech, Mr. President.
All right, thank you so much. The Board of School Directors convened for an executive session tonight. We met at 5:30. We discussed personnel, negotiations, and the process timeline for running for school board election as a school board member. So those are the things that we discussed tonight in our executive session. All righty. At this time, Dr. Harris, informational topics.
Sure. We're going to begin with our favorite part of each month, and that's the students of the month. And although they're not here, we're still going to recognize them, and we're going to put them up on our website. And our President's going to actually do the reading.
Thank you. I'll try to be unmuffled if you don't mind here. All right, the students of the month. Molly Kessler, 3rd grader at McCullough Elementary School. According to Molly's teacher, she continuously sets an example for her peers through her hard work and dedication. She always puts forth her best effort and leads by example. Her leadership comes through in many forms, and Molly continues to shine with her passion and selflessness. Molly is a true leader. When talking with Molly, she let me know that she really enjoys school because she likes to learn and be with her friends, says Principal Mr. Morasti. Science is her favorite subject because she likes studying extinct things, as well as studying the planets. When she isn't in school, she enjoys playing with her sister and going to dance classes. She also likes very much to visit with her grandparents and cousins. Molly's positive attitude and sense of caring and drive to do her best are sure to make her a success in whatever she undertakes. Her future is bright and full of potential, which makes her the perfect student for this award. Congratulations, Molly. Again, 3rd grader at McCullough Elementary School. Our next student of the month is Cameron Piper, an 8th grade student at Trafford Middle School. Cameron is an excellent student and works hard academically. She consistently applies her best efforts to her classwork, participates in class, and interacts well with her classmates. Principal Roger Sullivan had these words of praise for her. She said, Cam was selected as Trafford Middle School Student of the Month because she is a first-class young lady who exhibits many fine characteristics and traits. She has an upbeat, cheerful personality, which is always evident by her frequent smile and readiness to help and interact positively with others. Cameron is an excellent athlete and spends much of her time focusing on basketball and volleyball. Overall, she is a well-rounded and exceptional student who is well-liked and respected by both her teachers and her peers. Congratulations, Cameron. Boy, it's a shame we can't see these kids in person. Hopefully, maybe next month. Ainsley Gilmore, 9th grade student at Penn Trafford High School. Ainsley's current GPA is, oh my God, 4.36. She has an aspiration to attend Penn State University and major in forensic accounting. Ainsley's teachers shared glowing accounts of her excellence in the classroom. Mrs. Bartko, math teacher, stated, "Ainsley works so hard at everything she does in my class. She's an active participant every day, and she always has a great attitude towards learning and portrays that well during her class." Mr. Moses, history teacher, shared, "Ainsley is a very attentive student during class lectures and participates well in class. She always seems interested in the topics we're studying. She works well individually and with her peers." Finally, Mr. Wozniak, I think I pronounced that one right.
Wozniak.
Thank you. Wozniak, English teacher, commented, "Ainsley is one of the most engaged students I can remember having in the classroom. She is insightful in her work, and her peers benefit from her sharing her thoughts. It is absolutely a pleasure to work with Ainsley this year." Congratulations, Ainsley. So that's all we have for this time.
Thank you so much for reading that.
My
We
pleasure.
always enjoy that. Couple other things to announce. We did, this past week, Mrs. Stepkovich had an excellent presentation, an excellent guest speaker on her class online. Mark Cuban did a whole presentation. He spent an hour with all the students in our classes, and they were able to each ask up to 2 questions apiece, and he very much gave them a great deal of attention and expertise and knowledge. And when you talk about real life, the presentations and what really, making everything interesting, she really went above and beyond. So it was great that she reached out to him and took a chance. And it was even better that he actually responded and gave our class that commitment, because I'm sure he's a very busy man, but the time he took meant a lot to our students and to our staff, and it was a very good experience for all. And I know we sent that press release out too, because it was great for all the kids involved in it. That was interesting.
Did anybody ask when he's gonna buy the parts?
I don't want to know one of the questions.
Let's hope. Woo. What do you think? Let's hope.
That would be nice.
That would be very nice, actually.
That's been rumored for quite a while, Tony, but
Aw. Got my hopes up there, Nick.
Just remind us, the Penn Trafford, and they started this about a year and a half ago. They were supposed to have the Penn Trafford High School Alumni Hall of Fame. Last year was supposed to be the first one, and we've postponed it several times. Just want to share with everyone, it's been postponed again to October 2nd. And this was from the group that's recognizing different alumni throughout all the ages. So that's now October 2nd. Carrie Hetrick provided me with a sports update just to kind of give you where are we now. Boys basketball is 6-3. We played 4 of the top 5 ranked teams in the WPIAL. We defeated North Allegheny and Fox Chapel, but we lost to U.S. Upper St. Clair and Hempfield. Girls basketball is 6-2. Coach Giannikis, he just won his 200th game, and he did it last week when they played against Norn. So that was a very exciting opportunity for him and for the team. Varsity wrestling is 3-1. In section, looking to make a team playoffs. They have 22 students, which is the most they've had in many years. So that's actually, that program's really grown, so they're doing an excellent job, and it's nice to see those numbers getting bigger again. Swimming and diving, just want to remind everyone, they're always live streaming on Twitter. The boys are 5-1, the girls are 4-2. The rifle, with their virtual matches, they have 28 students, and they have a 4-1 record, so they usually do very well. Varsity hockey is 7-0, so they're doing outstanding. JV is 9-1-1, so they're off to great starts. Always great to see the hockey numbers and doing well. I know we have the bowling coach right here present, so he can verify this. The boys section leader, an average 4-4 record, and girls first place 7-1 in the team comp. And they were also live streaming this on Twitter with several qualifying for singles. Did you have anything you want to add, Coach Lego?
It's a very satisfying experience. I'm very proud of the kids, and we're looking forward to a successful run in the playoffs. I think the girls have really a legitimate chance to go the whole way to the state finals.
Wow.
Great to hear.
Great.
Great job.
Coaching.
That's- And we're wrapping up middle school basketball and wrestling next week. And middle school volleyball has signed up 73 girls to sign up for that. That's a large number. A lot of people have that interest in the volleyball. That's great. We have an excellent
Is that
program.
one team?
We split it into two, typically for the middle school, green and gold.
Green and gold.
Sports just exploded for girls.
It's indoors, warm.
And then spring sports
That's
signups
because
are
they have
up and
the
running
athletic
also,
committee,
so we're in the
that's why.
process of doing that, so it's kind of nice to see that those sports are evolving and then they are taking place. That's good. Live streaming all home gym events on NFHS, also live streaming all middle school events. So Carrie does an excellent job and a lot of activities for the students, which is excellent, so we're very impressed.
Dr. Harris, we comment about the athletics being so smart but well-rounded students. Our basketball team, are you familiar with what they did on YouTube?
Yes.
Could you share that?
He put together a video of all of his students giving everyone inspirational messages about going forward and what being on a team means and what they learned from this year and this process.
Yeah, each basketball player had their own little note, and get a lot of credit for that. I want to take a hats off to our teachers, being able to get Mark Cuban, talk about going above and beyond and outside the box. And a lot of our teachers are doing things that people need to be more aware of. And I'd encourage you, if you don't look at the Penn Trafford News, our board secretary, Colleen Kelly, does an excellent job in promoting with pictures and things in the paper. Please take advantage of that, and you might see your kid in a picture. So just to pass that on.
A lot of events going on.
Yes.
And also something we're going to be talking about tonight for number 11, taxes, insurance, census. For next week, it says to approve the resolution on tax collector compensation. And Mr. Lego, if you just give us a little update on that, or?
Well, every 4 years prior to the municipal election where people indicate their desire to run for tax collector, the board has to set by resolution compensation for the next 4 years. Given that we have 3 new collectors this year, including Manor Borough, which has never had a collector for the school district, we thought it was a good time to evaluate the whole process of how we determine those rates. We think we're going to change the model. We're going to recommend we change the model from a salary basis to a per bill collected basis, and we'll have a recommendation for you next week.
Thank you.
It's a fairer way to do things in terms of the way the compensation is granted.
And that's all I have for information.
Okay, thank you very much. As this is our information meeting, we're not voting on anything tonight, but we'll mention all of our different committees if they have anything to say, add, of course, but not to vote on anything. So, budget and finance, athletics and extracurricular, Dr. Cascio, anything you want to?
One at this time, I think Matt did a nice summary job of the current state of the sports, and, just looking forward to the spring sports coming around here, so, but no, nothing to add.
Thank you very much. Budget and finance, Mr. Nemick?
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to be looking to authorize payments for credits earned by the professional employees and also approve transfer of funds.
Next week's a big week, all right? If we go on, buildings and grounds, Mr. Dallas Leonard.
Nothing at this time.
Nothing, can you share anything, or Dr. Harris, about the fields being reopened? It's been in the paper, about how our stadium was closed, but
Sure.
now it's reopened.
The stadium was closed and it didn't, got a lot of news coverage for the shoveling incident, but we did take care of it and we have the stadium open. And remember, it's open during the time that the kids aren't down there, and obviously during the winter months, the kids aren't, down there after school, so there's open more opportunities for walkers. And also in the morning, we have some walkers who show up as early as 4:30 and they want to walk in the morning. So if they're committed to it, so I support them and give them a lot of credit.
But just to be clear, Dr. Harris, it is closed during the school day whenever students
Correct.
are in session and whenever our athletic teams are using the field.
And the athletics usually starts, is after March, is there a certain day?
Typically, yeah, the spring season starts in March. I forget the exact day, but first week of March usually.
So usually when that happens, a lot of the people who know they come and walk, they know they see kids, on the field or doing something and not to actually walk during the track during that time. But all the schedules are always available on our website, under our athletics, so if you want to know ahead of time, I would check that as well.
Great, thank you. Employee relations, negotiations, and transportation. Ms. Sis, you got a lot on your plate.
I know, but
Anything
we'll
to
have
share
nothing-
tonight?
Well, we'll have nothing to report next week.
All righty. Food service, Mr. Kachasik.
There'll be nothing on the agenda next week, Mr. President.
All righty, thank you very much. Personnel and curriculum, Mr. Petrucci.
Thank you, Mr. President. Approved personnel agenda, accept and file official ratings for personnel, for instructional personnel, and approved program of studies. That's all I have, Mr. President.
All righty, thank you, sir. Policy, public relations, legislative, Title II, Mr. Stovar.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a couple board policies we're going to tentatively approve next week. That's all, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much. And right now, we go to taxes, insurance, and census. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bill.
Mr.
Bill's
Bill
not
Leonard.
here, so-
All righty.
Dallas Leonard
Yeah,
is,
Dallas, you,
We'll be approving the resolution for the compensation of tax collector, which was mentioned by our business manager.
okay, thank you very much. We have recognition of visitors. Unfortunately, we have no one here tonight. Hopefully, there's people that are watching us, and welcome to come next week. And that's it. I don't know if I have a motion for an adjournment.
So moved.
Moved, seconded. Motion for adjournment. All those in favor say aye. Good night.
Good night.
Motion passed.
Drive safely.